Alright guys, it's Dokkan time again, and we're gonna be going through a Super Saiyan 3 tier list to continue the week of Super Saiyan 3. So now this list is going to be put together through every Super Saiyan 3 unit. There will be one major exception to that rule, being the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. This unit is not actually on the Super Saiyan 3 category, but obviously it's it has Super Saiyan 3 in it. So that is what I wanted to look at moving forward. On the list, there is several units in here that do include a Super Saiyan 3, but are not necessarily on the category. Another prime example of that is going to be the most irritating unit, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Piccolo, which is just an absolute terrible unit and doesn't need to be on the category anyways. So this unit is just straight up garbage. It's very sad that they actually made this unit so bad, because this is probably the best Gotenks animations in the game. And yeah, I mean, he's just straight up terrible, just outright darn terrible. And he's not even on the Super Saiyan 3 category, but he links well with all the Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenkses. So just a little bit sad that a very good representation of Super Saiyan 3 just is just terrible. So he will not be included on the list. There is some other units like the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta LR. It does have a Super Saiyan 3 Goku in it. I'm sure one day whenever the EZA comes around, he'll be very good. He does link well with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Vegeta, a Z-Bomb duo. But they're only attack links, so there is no key here. So even if you do link these two up, they're not going to have any key, pretty much. At least not supporting each other wise. But this will also not be included on the list. And then some little runner-ups of free-to-play units. Obviously, all of these free-to-play units are very old. They don't have any awakenings, no EZAs. Well, this one has an EZA. But they're just not good enough to be on the list. So we will not be counting them in this list whatsoever. We will be taking into consideration of everything else that we possibly can. There's not a lot of Super Saiyan 3s. It's a very tiny category. There's not much to it. It's very unfortunate. I wish it was a better category. But anyways, at the bottom of the list, we are going to... There is a little 11th slot, and that's for Intelligence Gotenks. Intelligence Gotenks is going to have a good EZA whenever it happens. It would be pretty hard for them to botch it. He's still even kind of okay-ish today, even though he's borderlining 3.5, 4 years old. He has greatly raised defense, and the only thing that really sucks and that what could ruin his Extreme Z Awakening in the future is the fact that he has these random chances to increase his defense and his attack. Those could easily ruin his kit. But once you get to the actual Super Saiyan 3 status, he's fine. But because he stacks in his super attack, he actually does pretty well. But anyways, so that's just the number 11 spot. The 10th spot that I'm putting is going to be for the Super Saiyan 3 Trunks. So Super Saiyan 3 Trunks is kind of old now. He's kind of old, but he's still pretty decent. The only thing that everyone hates is the high chance to guard. The chance to guard is really rough. And I like to bring this up because I saw it on a Reddit post. Chance to guard is the exact same thing as a chance to dodge, almost. So I undermine guard a lot. Like, I underrate guard so much. I really do. I underrate it excessively. It's very good. It does help quite a bit. The larger the difference in defense and damage, though, the guard stops being as good, and you really want some damage reduction with it. But otherwise, I mean, the fact that he even still has chance to guard and he stacks attack and defense, at least for 9 turns, is very good. He's still very good, at least comparative-wise to all of the options that we have in here as of right now. There is a lot of units in here that do need to EZA and could very easily pop up on this list at a much higher placement, but that's not happening right now. So, the next unit on this list is going to be the Super Saiyan 2 / Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Although he hasn't received an EZA yet, he's very much overdue for one. He can still be pretty good not defensively, but offensively. He's not amazing, but as long as he dodges, he can actually put in some numbers. And he's also a leader for one of the most underwhelming categories in the game, being Otherworld Warriors. So he's just a very useful Super Saiyan 3 unit to have in the game. That's why he's up there on the list primarily. When he does get his EZA, he will probably shoot. He's not going to shoot up to number 1, but he'll definitely be a very good unit to have. So, the next one, you're going to be questioning me, and that's fine. It's completely fine. You can question me on it. But I rate the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta above this Goku. I do. I rate him above it because the 80% damage reduction is only for 10 turns, but it still does go a pretty long way. As long as he's on a team that you're not bringing him into challenging content. My point is like, this dude has survived the test of time with this, and eventually he is going to get a Super EZA. It's going to happen. This guy will get a Super EZA, and when he does, he's going to be broken. So his potential is real. His potential is huge. All he needs is even a little bit of defense, and he's already up there with freaking Golden Frieza as far as a tank goes. So, and he will definitely age well at that point. And he still has aged well. He still has his uses, especially with Battlefield, especially with Super Battle Road. I mean, he still has his uses right now, especially since he can still stun. He's still a very good option, especially for Vegeta family, for all of these categories, that for specific types of events of categories with them. And I find him more useful, and I have used him more than the Intelligence Super Saiyan 2 / 3 Goku. So, okay. So the next one on the list is going to be the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. So Super Saiyan 3 Bardock got an EZA, what, a year ago? Year and a half ago? It was a year ago. It's actually been very close to the number. It was about a year and a month ago that he got his EZA. Not a very big EZA here. I really was hoping he would get something more. He just raises defense on Super. But if you get really lucky with his additionals, man, he just looks a lot better. He does support Super Class allies by 50% attack. That's a good chunk of buff. That's a good chunk of buff for Super Saiyan 3s especially. And I really like the fact that this guy has Prepared for Battle and Over in a Flash. It just covers the margin of Super Saiyan 3 units, because there's several Super Saiyan 3 units that only have Over in a Flash, and then there's a couple that have Prepared for Battle. So, I mean, he really just covers the basis for Super Saiyan 3 units, and you can just utilize them in several scenarios. The next one we're going to have on the list is going to be the Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So this guy is still very good. My only issue with him is that you have to, and I'm not kidding, you have to have him on a full Dragon Ball Heroes team. And that is purely because you want that extra defense and you want that extra damage reduction. With all of this up, he tanks very well. I'm not saying he's gonna tank Beast Gohan or anything, but he tanks very well for a 2-year-old Easy Aid unit, and just like how old is this unit? He is from 2019. I mean, he tanks very well for a 2019 unit. I still think because he's a Heroes unit, he kind of got shafted a bit. If he wasn't a Heroes unit, I mean, he'd probably be much better. So, but the fact that he's still usable even today, and as long as we keep getting buffs to Heroes, we could see this guy getting play for at least the next 2+ years still. So, the next unit on the tier list is going to be... okay, so in the top 5, this is where it's going to start getting controversial as far as the best Super Saiyan 3 unit. So take it as you will. This is mostly for fun because it's the week of Super Saiyan 3. So please keep your anger to a minimum. Physical Super Saiyan 2/3 Goku. I love this unit. We tried to do a showcase yesterday on day 2. And this guy just stole the show. He just stole the show. He straight up stole the show. We transformed him. He was doing additional after additional after additional. He didn't crit as much as I wanted him to, but he was doing crazy amounts for a 2+-year-old unit. I mean, I can't wait for this guy to Easy A, because when he Easy A's, he might be dodge or die right now, but he's still classified almost as a glass cannon. Like, he's still doing pretty bloody good damage. He's dodging. He's critting. He's very good. I like him. I like him. He's still usable in today's content, even though he hasn't Easy A'd yet. And his animations, you can't just remove the fact that he has some of the best Super Saiyan 3 animations in the game, and one of the best OSTs for a Super Saiyan 3 unit. So remember, this is the Super Saiyan 3 tier list. You can't be counting other units in the game. So, number 4, I actually wanted to put in number 5. The LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku that has not Easy Aid on global yet, I mind you. I love this unit. I really wanted to go ham for him back in the day. He just... How do I put this nicely? I mean, really, I'm trying to think of how to put this nicely. He's not what we wanted. Like really, he just wasn't what we wanted in a Super Saiyan. It wasn't what we wanted for an Easy A. It just wasn't. I don't know how else to describe it. Hold on a sec. Let me get the Japanese version of it pulled up. Or not. Or not. There we go. There it is. So, the problem with this guy's kit is that he has this once-only crap. This once-only stuff is what kills the unit. It really is. It's the fact that you have to be super nitpicky with him, and you have to stop yourself from collecting too much ki. When this guy has been plagued with ki issues since he came out, he's always had ki issues. He had no ki. There was no way to get ki. Over in the Flash was mandatory. You never had a good link partner with him. He just did not age well. We finally get to a point where, he has decent ki supply, but it's a once only in his passive. And it's a once only for him to disable action. It's a once only for the attack buff. I think part of that is not once only, but it's just... I don't want to have to be nitpicky with him. I want to just 18 ki super with the guy. But the once only is what kills it for me, for him. It really is. He's still very good. Obviously, he's very good. he's got the 50% damage reduction. He still has all of this in him, and it's still great. He still is usable. It's just, this isn't the easy A I wanted for this unit, and that's what kills him for me. It's why I want to do this, because I can more comfortably use the physical Super Saiyan 2 and 3 Goku, but yeah, he's still better. Obviously, he's still better. But anyways, I don't want to go off on too much on a tangent on him. I love this Goku. I love this Super Saiyan 3 LR. He has the he has the KO screen that we all wanted from STR's Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And he still has utility. You know, he's got stun. He's got massively lowering defense. He massively raises his attack and defense. He can be very good. He can be extremely very good. It's just, I hate that I have to baby him a little bit. So, let's move on to the top 3. So the top 3 is when things get a little bit complicated. And I had a hard time making this part of the list because, yeah, let's just go ahead and look over here. So I had a different list here, as you can see. The list changed over time, and there were certain units that shouldn't be on the list that are on the list. For instance, I really didn't want to include the Super Saiyan 2 and 3 Intelligence Goku. In fact, I could just go ahead and take him off right now because that's the way it was originally. He's just not as great of a unit as he should be. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep him off the list. I kept going back and forth with it, but I think it's pretty straight and obvious that this is how we can move forward. Is the top 4 here is pretty blatantly obvious, except for number 1 that nobody's gonna agree with. So let's start off with the super easy A. You know, like I said, calm your rage, calm your rage, calm the rage. I only have this guy in number 4 slot for one reason only. I only have him in the number 4 slot for one reason only, and that's that after 7 turns, this guy becomes crap. He just absolutely craps him. He craps his pants. Like, he craps his pants. He loses all of these turn 1 to 7 buffs, and he just starts looking like crap. His defense tanks even more. His damage tanks. I mean, everything about this unit tanks as soon as you hit past. He just goes down the crapper. But prior to that, this dude's double, triple supering with 13-14 million attack stats. For a unit that was one of the first units in the bloody game from 2015 to get to this point, I mean, that's still fantastic. And I'm glad he got a super easy A. But he has his clear weaknesses, and there's just clear better units. Now we move on to 2 and 3, which, like I said, we can cycle back and forth all you want. It's entirely up to you how you want to attack me for such atrocities of comparing said units. Let me find them real quick here. Okay, so these are the number 2 and 3 slots for Super Saiyan 3 units. Obviously, once again, this isn't actually a Super Saiyan 3 unit, but he represents Super Saiyan 3 very well. The animations for Super Saiyan 3 Goku in this just go very far for me. It's very fun to use this unit just because of the animations. The animations look amazing. I love the animations. Not to mention, he does actually link well with a lot of the Super Saiyan 3 units. The good ones anyways, like physical Super Saiyan 2 and 3 Goku. He links very, very well with them. So, I mean, he's going to be very good later on when we get some easy A's for some other Majin Buu characters in the game. But yeah, the reason I share the 2 and 3 slot for Super Saiyan 3 tier list is because I love this Goku right here, the new one that we just got on Global. But at the end of the day, he's a true dodge or die character. That's what he is. He's dodge or die. He does okay damage. He doesn't do amazing damage. He does very good damage. Obviously, he's hitting over 10 million. Obviously. And when he actually goes into standby, you get the scouter effect, and then the finish standby is very clean. It's very good. It does a good amount of damage. But as I said before, he's a dodge or die character. And I'm sorry, but I don't rate dodge or die characters high enough. I just don't. I really don't. I kid you not, yesterday on day 2, when I was trying to do the little tiny bit of a showcase, I was trying to do it with a Fusion Zamasu. I lost because this guy didn't dodge. I lost because a good portion of these units in here that are dodge or die don't dodge. And I'm not going to speak out of a bunch of other dodge or die units that I was trying to use that were not Super Saiyan 3. But if they don't dodge and you just die, you can wipe out your entire run's worth of red zones in a day in like score of 5 minutes just because they didn't want to dodge. So, I mean, I don't consider dodge or die a good enough aspect. So, love the unit. Great utility. Very reliable still. Does decent damage. But he doesn't have anything else with his kit. And once you finish standby and you're left with just this, it becomes a little bit... He becomes less reliable. Because the primary use of this guy is going into standby, having the absurdly good chance to be dodging, and having the scouter ability. Once that's gone, he enters the same area of how good he can be as this Goku does. And I really wanted to keep them on the same exact tier list, like the same ranking, because of that. Because they do kind of have a... He kind of does have a similar turn restriction, in that as soon as you use your standby finish, if it doesn't kill the boss, which it won't kill every boss, he could be very much a liability at that point. Remember, this is a slot 2 or 3 unit, and he's only got a 70% chance. Yeah, I say only, but dodge or die is dodge or die. So, the number 1 Super Saiyan 3 unit is, oddly enough, probably the most the most un-Super Saiyan 3 unit of all of these guys. And that's Super Saiyan 3 Rose. Super Saiyan 3 Rose can actually tank. He can actually tank. He actually has the Super Saiyan 3 frickin' leader skill, which, I mind you, this guy doesn't. Where is our Super Saiyan 3 leader? Like, look at this tier list and tell me which one of these is a Super Saiyan 3 leader. Oh yeah, Bardock. Bardock is the Super Saiyan 3 leader in here. Every other unit in here is not a Super Saiyan 3 lead. They don't lead Super Saiyan 3. And they have very little Super Saiyan 3s on their categories. It's just... I highly rate this right here. Dragon Ball Heroes has several Super Saiyan 3s to utilize, and I trust me when I say we're gonna get more Super Saiyan 3 units from Heroes. You got the Super Saiyan 3 category, and you have Transformation Boost. There's so many Transformation Boost units that can go well with Super Saiyan 3 units, it's ridiculous. I mind you, this is 170, and he's a crossover 200%. But I've found several times of, just in the last 5 months of this guy being released, where I can utilize him as a leader, and he's fantastic. I can utilize him, and once he transforms into his full power state, he's got his unconditional guard, he has additionals, he's doing 9 to 10 million super attacks, he's got the recovery. He's very good. He's absurdly good. And I value the guard a lot more now, because the amount of times I've tried to do a video with this guy, or the amount of times I've done a run and I'm just like, I'm dead, I'm doomed. He guards. He tanks. It doesn't like, you know, stop me from taking absurd amount of damage, but it stops me from dying, you know? And I just value the crap out of this Super Saiyan 3 Rose more so now. And I wish I rainbowed him. I only got 3 dupes. I wish I had rainbowed him, because, man, is he good. Is he really good. But anyways, so that is my tier list for Super Saiyan 3s. I will go ahead and have this little kind of separate kind of tier list, as you can see right here. We have the Super Saiyan 3 rows along with the Z-Bomb Duo and the Z tier for Super Saiyan 3s. I made a separate kind of ranking here for Dodge or Die, because all three of those Gokus right there, the physical, the AGL, the STR, they all do the same thing. They all do absurd amount of damage, but if they don't dodge, you're probably gonna die. Probably the best defensive unit right there is 100% the STR one. He'll have the highest defense threshold that you can get to. But the other two units, if they get hit, you're probably still going to be dead even after supering. The physical, actually, arguably, if I'd have to do the calculations, he might actually have more defense than the Super Saiyan 3 Goku if he, like, triple quad supered. But anyways, yeah, I tried to separate them a little bit. The tankish rank right there with the Super Saiyan 3 transforming Goku. The AGL transforming Goku. He can only tank after fully transforming. Obviously, Guard is conditional with the Super Saiyan 3 Trunks. And Vegeta with his 80% damage reduction, he tanks, obviously. We do have some comments in here. We got a whole slew of dead EZAs, unfortunately. Or dead units in general. A lot of older units that have already EZA'd and will not be receiving a Super EZA. The Tech Vegeta, I think, the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta could get a Super EZA, but the STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku will not. Gotenks could get a Super EZA sometime next year. Adult Gotenks will not. Eventually, I am assuming the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku will be getting one eventually. Obviously, physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks will. Broly will eventually. But as of right now, we have years to be waiting for a lot of these Super EZAs if we get them. And they're just dead. And the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks Piccolo is just absolute garbage and trash. The Heroes units will not be getting Super EZAs. Those will be being ignored, unfortunately. We still do have some EZA potential, though. There is some EZA potential with some Heroes units, with some GT units, with the GT Vegeta and GT Kid Gokus. I'm excited for the Super Saiyan 3 Giant Ape Kid Goku, because I'm gonna tell you right now, like, hold up. We need to talk about him for a second here. The Super Saiyan 3 little Kid Goku, this guy was clutch back in the day because he linked so well with the STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Once he gets an EZA, finally, after freaking, 7 years? I mean, they gotta make him good, man. They gotta make him good. They really do. He's got bare bones right now. They can make him so good. They can make him so good. He could help GT immensely. Like, eventually he'll probably take up this leaderboard here. But anyways, yeah, I'm probably spending too much time talking about these Super Saiyan 3 units. I will say one more thing, though. When Intelligence Gotenks gets his EZA, he's gonna beat all of these units. He's just gonna probably be better than all of the rest of them, as long as they don't botch his EZA. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be my tier list for Super Saiyan 3 units. As I said, you know, if you want to be technical, you can remove the Z-Bomb Duo and just kind of move the list up. You can do that at that point if that is your if you really feel that's what's best for this kind of a tier list. And if you I'll be honest, if you value Super Saiyan 3 Goku that much, you value that he's a new Dokkan Fest, and you value Dodge more than everything else, by all means, I understand completely. I understand completely that you would look at this and be like, this is correct right here. I completely understand that. Personally, for me, I value the guard, I value the team options, I value a little bit more of the Super Saiyan 3 Rose. That's my preference. This is probably closer, though, to majority of other players. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this tier list for Super Saiyan 3s. Do you agree with it? That's what I want to know. But anyways, have a good day and a good night.